ITS Tactical. Today we're going to be reviewing 215 Gear's Enhanced Riggers belt, which is a new belt that they've just come out with. It's actually just been released on their website. We've had it for a couple weeks and had a chance to put it through some paces and want to share our feedback from it and kind of compare and contrast the difference between the Enhanced Riggers belt and the Ultimate Riggers belt, which we've reviewed previously. The major differences you will see right off the bat here. Here's the Ultimate Riggers belt, and here's the Enhanced Riggers belt. So, from what we can tell, or from what we know about these two belts, there are two main differences between the belts. One, obviously, as you can see, is the use of the buckles. The Ultimate Riggers belt uses the Cobra buckle. The Enhanced Riggers belt uses the Australpin slide block buckle. And that's a bit of a tongue twister, so I apologize if I screwed up when I'm saying it. But anyhow, that's the first difference that we see. And the second is the bitter ends of the webbing. They have rounded the edge on the Enhanced Riggers belt, which we feel is a tremendous benefit and definitely aids in feeding this through your belt loops as well as feeding it through the slide block buckle. So, the differences out of the way, let's talk a little bit about the Enhanced Riggers belt. First off, let's talk about the Australpin buckle. The slide block buckle is made, if I don't screw it up again, made of marine grade A4 stainless steel, and it's definitely rust proof, just like the Cobra buckle is. So that's very similar to the Cobra buckle. The benefits are pretty much the same there. Obviously, without knowing how these do an assault fog test, we can't be totally sure, but we'd assume that these are definitely as rust proof considering they're A4 stainless steel, which is marine grade. So they're also strong. They're nearly as strong as a Cobra buckle. These have a 1,600 pound load capacity compared to a 2,000 pound load capacity on the Cobra buckle. Again, the slide block design is something that's been around for a long time in riggers belt construction. The standard metal buckles that are used commonly in riggers belts carry the same type of function, where you just put the webbing in, loop it around, and that's what holds the tension on the belt. It keeps it from going anywhere. There's no trouble feeding this belt through your belt loops. Even standard jeans will pretty much accept a 1 3/4 inch webbing, but you just may want to measure if you've got a favorite pair of jeans you're wanting to put this through. But they're also lightweight, which we feel is a benefit over the Cobra buckle. Yes, the Cobra buckle is stronger. It's not going to come open on you under load. You don't have to worry about the webbing possibly slipping through the slide block buckle. It's not going to, but you don't have to worry about that if that's something that concerns you. But the weight difference here, just offhand, we don't have an actual Cobra buckle and slide block buckle here to really weigh the difference in the buckles themselves, but having two medium belts here and them being of the same construction, we weighed these separately, and the Ultimate Riggers belt weighed in at 7.9 ounces, and the Enhanced Riggers belt weighed in at 7 ounces. So, not a significant weight savings, but there's the old camping adage, an ounce in the morning weighs a pound at night. So, there you go. We'd definitely be interested to see the results of the salt fog test, like we said. Those are expensive tests to do. And if you haven't seen the pictures of the original salt fog test that 215 Gear did on the Ultimate Riggers belt, head on over to Custom Gear Report. Check out Mike Rinaldi's review of the Ultimate Riggers belt. He's got some photos of that. We had them too, but we'd rather refer you over to Mike's site. We want to give him a little shout out there for his awesome review. He also goes into the sewing in detail on the Ultimate Riggers belt, which is another reason we want to tell you to go check out his review. There was a misconception with the last article we did on the Class 7 sewing that's used in the Ultimate Riggers belt, which is also identical in the Enhanced Riggers belt. We looked these over, I mean, damn near stitch for stitch, and could not figure out any other differences other than the rounded edge. I mean, the sizing is exactly the same, the webbing is made exactly the same, stitching, that is. And the misconception that Mike cleared up about the Class 7 sewing was that these are sewn on a Type 7 machine using 5-cord thread with a 301 lock stitch. And as we said, from what we can tell, these are sewn to the exact same standards. Same 6 rows of stitching run the entire length of the belt, which adds to the rigidity of the belt. Helps it not to roll with drop leg holsters. You're still going to get some kind of roll, but definitely not as much as standard riggers belts. So, obviously we talked about the rounded working end for the sewing. A little bit about the sizing. The sizing is exactly the same as Ultimate Riggers belt. Medium fits 30 to 35 inch waist, large fits 35 to 40 inch waist, and extra large fits 40 to 45 inch waist. Before we let you go in this review, I'd like to mention again the attachment point, the sewn-in attachment point here on the that's featured on both the Ultimate Riggers belt and the Enhanced Riggers belt. But no company is really, for legal purposes, going to tell you that you can rappel from these belts, but that's the common perception of these riggers belts, is that it's an emergency rappelling harness, which you can attach a carabiner through the sewn-in attachment point and actually use these for rappelling in an emergency situation. Now, obviously from a legal standpoint, they have to call it an attachment point, which technically it is. Lots of riggers belts, commonly in the military, use for attaching a lanyard and clipping yourself into a helo. But a little bit about the sewn loop there, and let's see what else we're forgetting to tell you about. I think that pretty much covers it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in our comments. We'll definitely get back to you on any information we can further provide on the Enhanced Riggers belt here. So I want to thank you for watching. This has been ITS Tactical Gear Review.